Today, I'm going to show you the fastest way to build production-ready Discord apps using Gadget, which gives me access to a scaled and hosted Node.js backend and Postgres database. Okay, I'm going to get started with Discord's Getting Started guide. This is just going to allow me to build a simple rock, paper, scissors app that I can play on my Discord server. So I'll start with step one, creating an app. So I'll go ahead, create a new application, I'll give it a name. I'll select rock, paper, getting started. I may have run through this once or twice before. I'm going to accept the terms of service and create my new app. So this is great. My app is created. I can always change my app name or app icon. I'm not going to do that right now. This also gives me an app ID and public key. I will need those a little later. I'm also going to be setting this interactions endpoint URL a little later. First thing I actually want to do is click on OAuth 2 and go to the URL generator. On this page, I select what scopes and permissions I want my app to have access to, and this will generate a URL for me that I can use to install my app on a server. So I'm going to go ahead and select the bot scope and the send messages permission, and it's going to generate this URL, so I'll just copy this, paste it in my new browser tab, and then this is going to access my Discord account, install on the Gadget developer server, so I'm good with that. I will authorize. I am indeed a human. I'll enter a multi-factor code here. My status as a human hasn't changed, so I'll select this again. And I guess I'll reselect my server and reauthorize. Perfect. So that was a bit of a circus, but we see a success page, so my app is now installed on the Gadget developer server, which is fantastic. And that is step one, creating an app. Step two is running your app. Discord instructions recommend using Glitch, which will host your Node project for you. But it does have a call out here that while Glitch is great for development and testing, it does have technical restrictions, so other hosting providers should be considered for production apps. I'm going to use Gadget because I am going to build and deploy my app on production grade software. So this will give me a hosted Node.js backend and Postgres database. There's also a React frontend powered by Vite that I'm not going to use for this Discord bot. So I'm going to go over to Discord getting started.gadget.app, and I'm just going to fork this project. Call it my Discord bot. Perfect. So all the code that my bot needs to run, just like Discord Starter, is already in this project. So I don't actually need to write any code. I do need to set up some environment variables though. So I'm going to go to settings, environment variables here in Gadget. So I need my public key and app ID from Discord. So I'll go back to the general information page. I'll copy that app ID, paste it in. I'm just going to be doing development environment for now. I'll do the same for my public key. I also need this Discord token. So if I go back to Discord and go to bot, I need to reset my token. So I'll do that. It's going to ask for another code here. Oh. Perfect. Now this is a secret, so we don't want it to leak anywhere. It's going to be deleted before this video is released, so I'm going to just copy this, paste it in the Discord token environment variable, and then I'm actually going to encrypt that value. So that's wonderful. That is step two, running your app. Step three is handling interactivity. So my Gadget app has a HTTP route defined already. If I go to the routes folder, there's post interactions. And this is going to handle all the interactions requests coming from Discord. So I'm just going to go over here to the instructions. We have to set an interactions endpoint URL. So I can select my Gadget app's URL. I'm going to go home, copy this. This is just going to be the development environment URL. And I'll paste this here in Discord. And then I just need to add my interactions endpoint that exists because I've defined it already in Gadget. So that's great. I'm going to go ahead and save these changes. Terrific. I see all my edits have been carefully recorded. which is wonderful. Now, the last step here is adding message components. So this is already done, but I do need to actually populate these components and add these components to my Discord server. So I'm going to go to my Gadget app, click on Global Actions, and there's an action called Register Commands, and this will actually install test and challenge commands to my Discord server. So I'm just going to go ahead and run this action in the API playground. There we go. It seems like it was successful. So now if I flip over to Discord, I'm just going to refresh this, make sure everything is installed properly. And if I go / looks like / test exists, that's great. Should just say hello world. Like if I go / challenge, this will allow me to play rock, paper, scissors. So I'll go cowboy, and I'll accept my own challenge, and I'll put a cowboy up against scissors. And it seems like the cowboy just puts away the scissors. So there is a simple Discord bot. This is working. It is built on Gadget's production grade infrastructure. So one advantage to using Gadget is that there is a Postgres database included. So if I go ahead and flip back to my Gadget app here, you see there's this games data model, and this is going to store the user ID, the message ID, as well as the object name. So the object name will be like scissors or cowboy. User ID is the ID of the Discord user, and message ID is kind of the unique identifier in Discord. We also get CRUD actions automatically when we create a data model in Gadget. So I have create, update, delete. There's also a read action, and I'm using these actions to store game values, game records in the database. So if I go ahead, flip back to Discord and start a new game, start a new challenge, I'll select rock. Excellent. So my HTTP route actually called my create action to create a new game. So if I go to the data page, I can see that rock exists, this record exists in my database, which is fantastic. It's a big advantage to using Gadget over Glitch. If I just go quickly check out what my HTTP route looks like, I can actually show the code. We're calling API, which is a built-in parameter to the route. And we're calling api.games.create, and we're just passing in the message ID, the user ID, and the object name. And all of this sample code is coming directly from Discord's example. The other main difference I want to point out when using Gadget is that it is built on Fastify instead of Express. So that just means I have added a Fastify hook here, a little Fastify plugin that is running the verify Discord request. So once again, this is sample code provided by Discord in a utility file. Utility file exists right here at the root level of my file explorer, but I'm just using a Fastify hook instead of an Express middleware call. So that's fantastic. So this was a really quick way to go through Discord's getting started, and I've got it on production grade infrastructure. If I do want to deploy my app to production, it's one-click deploys when you're building on Gadget. So I can just deploy to production, and this will take everything I've already built, create a production version of it, that is my database, my Node.js backend, as well as my front end that, once again, I haven't used yet. And all I would need to do is update environment variables for my production environment. So I could copy these over. I can go to Discord. I can either create a new app or update my interactions endpoint URL just by removing this development piece of the domain. And all of a sudden, I have my production Discord app. That was really quick. If you have any questions about building Discord apps on Gadget, check out our documentation or ask in our own Discord server. That's the Gadget Developers Discord server. Until next time, I hope you keep building more and coding less with Gadget.